What's up? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Be Your Own Hero show, where I am helping other people learn a little bit about money. Learn a little bit about money. So I'm your host. I'm Sekou Wrights. I am a motivational speaker. Gotta say that first. I'm a motivational speaker and an author. And I forgot to tell you what the HERO stands for. HERO stands for helping everyone reaps optimism, very nice, and also high emotion radiates overflow. Yes, that feels good. So, shout out to New Thought Media Network for allowing me the space and the opportunity to thrive and invest and see what it's like to be a man recovering from a stroke. Can't forget that, recovering from a stroke and how that feels. In all the different ways, because sometimes there's some difficulties going on that I don't tell you all about. I don't tell you all about all of my difficulties, but I tell you about a lot. Anyway, with disclaimer, I'm not a personal trainer, nor am I a fitness advisor. So if I speak something that gives you some joy, go out there and explore with somebody. All right. All right. Oh, and by the way, I haven't said this in a while. This show happens every day, every weekday, Monday through Friday, 9:45 a.m. Eastern time. So do your alternate resources guide. I don't know how you're going to figure that out. But also, you can watch the replay. Look, you can replay the show later. All right. Okay. So let's get into it. So I am going to get into it, starting with the I'm sorry. What I was doing was I was reading the chats and comments. Let me just read the chats in the comments. So good morning, B King. Good morning, Nan. Oh, Nan, I haven't seen you here in a while. Good to see you. Good morning from the mountains of Colorado. It's a gorgeous spring day. Sounds nice. Sharing is caring. And I don't know what this is supposed to be, but I don't know, but Fee King was something. I don't know what that is, but okay. Anyway, Fee King has continued to invite more and more people to the show. She's got name after name. I didn't even realize you could do that. Really interesting. Anyway, so let's get into it. The dice man coming. All right, here we go. One. Your number is 1. So as I am saying this briefly, I just want to explain how moving your money from your daily place where you put your money, a checking account and your savings account, moving that money to a new place is revolutionary. It is. You just move that little bit of money away from where you originally have your money and put it someplace else. It will force other things. It will make other things happen in your life. And I can't tell you enough how much this is true. And even when I don't follow it, I miss it when I don't do it. Right? Like right now, I was trying to do my 5 from yesterday because I didn't do my 5. I was trying to do it, and I was trying to get it done before class started, but no, I couldn't get it done. But now I miss it. Because there are so many things that happen that you wouldn't be aware of, like that cash action tool, whatever it's called, that I'm going through with with Ameritrade. Man, it is still not worked out. I admit I did not call them yesterday, but I needed a break. But I need to call them and get straight, get all the flags on my account. Flags on my account? I mean, flags on my account. I got to get that off, get all this stuff off, and I need to replace that money, that $29 stock. I need to replace that stock by buying it again. So if you all don't know what I'm talking about, you all need to watch the last few episodes because man, just not transferring once, the right amount from my check-ins over to my brokerage account. Woo, it is a beast. I'll tell you. The good thing though is that the people at TD Ameritrade have been wonderful. I told you this before, but I just want to say it one more time. They called me. I mean, I hung up because I was feeling like, oh, I'm tired. I'm going to deal with this later. I hung up. Within minutes, they called me back like, hey, sir. And it got left a voicemail. They said, hey, sir, I don't see what happened, but I found out the answer to your problem and give me back if you like the answer. And what? When has your regular bank done that? When has your regular bank done that? It hasn't. So I don't know. I just want to say that again because that's a really, really strong point to have your money in places where your money means something to the people. Doesn't mean anything to people at the bank, but it means people to these people who have your bank at your brokerage account. Okay. All right. So let me see. I did my $1. Oh, yep. I think. Okay. So B's saying that she got $1 on it. I'll leave that up for a while so that anybody who tunes into the show later can check that out. Get your $1 on it. Your $1 on it. And okay. And so now I want to do something tricky. Let me see if I can do this. I was trying to get this ready before the show. I wasn't quite able to. So let me do this. So what I'm doing while I explain it is I told you that I was going to start filming my running reports. And I was like, man, I can't believe it that I'm doing it. And now I'm getting kind of into it. Like I'm getting into it like every day. So okay, so this is not the right image, but I'll put that image now since it's up. All right. Here's that one. This is from this morning. That's funny. But what I want to talk about is okay. Wait a minute. How can I do this? Let me do photos. Okay. Here we go. So I'm going to show you today's run report. Right? Yeah, I'm going to give you today's run report. Let me see if I can get this.
What's up?
Run report. Okay, so there you heard me, I'm sure. All right, so I'm going to move this over to this. Okay, there we go. So, all right, everybody got their $1. Taking her down. All right, so check this out. This is today's run report. All right, here we go. I can't believe I'm doing this again. Oh man, this is funny. Starting from day 88, starting from day 80s. Here we go.
What's up? Run report. I'm getting used to this. I think I might be doing this every day now. Might be doing this every day. So today I ran a little longer than a mile. Wasn't so hard today, but it was cold. So I just had to keep running. And then I ran to a friend of mine. I say friend, that's exaggerating, but a woman that I used to speak to on my mornings when I was training for the marathon. And I was like, oh man. So I explained to her where I've been, that I've been training. I ran a marathon in New York and all these things. And she's like, you know, she was just like dumbfounded. And so, yeah, this is good to know that by starting my runs early in the morning, I'm now becoming part of a club that I used to be a part of before, just by getting up earlier. All right, that's it. Later. What's up? Run
Okay.
report. I'm getting used to this. I think I might be doing this every day now.
Wait.
I'm doing this every night, every day.
Okay. So, interesting story. Interesting story. So you heard the story, but what's interesting about that is that I've been running after the show for the most part. I'm running after the show, sometimes during the day, sometimes in the afternoon, sometimes in the evening, any time. I've been running any time. But look at that. Look at me responding to the call to action to get up in the mornings. Get up in the mornings and run before the show. And all of a sudden, I'm reconnecting with people. I recognize this woman who walks around with a baseball bat. I know you guys remember me talk about the woman who walks around with a baseball bat, right? I saw her. And this woman that I saw today, and this truck that I saw, that I saw parked there every day. And so just being a part of that community just means something to me. And being so quickly a part of that community, it, I don't know, just invites me to be a part of something. Now, that's part A. Part B, I explained to her what I was doing, and she said something that bothered me, and I wish that I said something back, because this is the second time that the park has given me somebody to talk to. Like the first time, it gave me the guy yesterday who had me talk to him about the Coca-Cola stock because of my shirt, because of my 409 shirt. Yeah, 409 shirts available for you on my website. Just go to sacredrights.com. Sacredrights.com. You can get everything there. But anyway, so what she said was that your body determines what your body can do. Something like that. But it was close to that. And I just nodded, like being polite. But I didn't agree with that. Because no one believed me. No one believed me when I said I was doing the marathon. No one believed me, right? And so you've got external voices that jar your internal voice. Your external voice can help your internal voice say, well, maybe not so much. Maybe I do just do a little bit. But I'm telling you, just over the wall of pushing too hard, your body will push back. Like your body will push back. I don't know how to explain it, but if you set your mind to just over, I think I've done what I can do. Just over that. Just over, I think I've done what I've done what I can do. Just push a little bit further and be like, I'm gonna try again tomorrow. Just try. And I'm telling you, the it will stack up. And it will mean light years of difference. So I felt bad because I nodded at her and I was like, yeah, body will determine. But no, that's not true. It's like your body wants to see what you're doing. Like, like I'm trying to figure out a way to explain it. It's hard to explain, but it's like you've got to let your body do more than your mind will let it. Okay, that might work. So your mind has these filters, right? And your filters will hold you in place, but you've got to ignore the filters. You've got to ignore the filters and push just a little bit past, just a little bit past, just a little bit past, and keep doing that, keep doing that, keep doing that. And that path that you go past, that stop, keep growing and keep growing and keep growing. I'm telling you, and anyone out there who believes that your mind will stop you, just trust me. Trust me, your mind is just waiting for you to show what time it is. All right, so I spent way too much time talking about this, but it really affected me because I was like, now I'm going to be out there running looking for her, so I can say something better than just nodding my head. All right, so never mind, never mind that. Let me get on with the show. So yesterday, we went to my aunt's house and I got this book. Now, the funny thing is, my mom told me to check this box. And I checked the box and she said, my mom said, yeah, I'm surprised you didn't get that already. I said, well, I'm getting it now. Look at this. Think and Grow Rich Action Pack. I was like, Action Pack? Action Pack? All right, so through the night, you can see I've only bookmarked 2 places. Those are the 2 places that I just randomly opened the book and read to, right? Just randomly opened the book to. Now, let me tell you the first one. Okay. Points to pin down. You can use, let me skip that part. Okay. Imagination is the missing ingredient in many a failure. Imagination is the missing ingredient in many a failure. The catalyst of many a success. Asa Candler did not invent the formula for Coca-Cola. He supplied the imagination which turned a formula into a fortune. Now, those of you that have not been watching, I forget the name of the show again, but have not been watching this show that I've been guaranteeing, you got to watch this show. This show is about the innards of American companies that have just been accepted by us. Like, who came up with Coca-Cola? Who came up with Hershey's? Who came up with Lay's potato chips? Like, there's so many stories that you'll be fascinated. But anyway, this one, Asa Candler, and Coca-Cola, is interesting because I've seen this show. And it was interesting that I turned to that page. I turned to that and I remembered the lesson that I learned from the episode about Coca-Cola, right? And also the fact that I just told somebody to buy Coke. For those of you just listening, just ask somebody for him to buy Coke, telling him what to do with his phone. All right, so really briefly, there was a man who I met, and my 409 shirt inspired him to purchase a lottery ticket. I ran into him again. I was like, okay, you got to do more than that. You got to buy a share of Coca-Cola, $1, right? And see, he seemed really excited about that, right? So there's that. This happened recently, and then also there's this show that I've been watching with my mom about all these different things. And this guy Asa, he didn't know how to do anything related to Coca-Cola. He just believed. He just believed. So what you'll find is when you go back and you study the far back stories, the way back stories, the first Pizza Hut, the first Lay's potato chips, the first Hershey's, candy bar. All these things were made by people who oftentimes got it by accident. Got it by accident. And so what I'm trying to point out here is Asa didn't know anything about Coca-Cola. The guy who made Coca-Cola was a man who was sick and dying and was using the medicine as something something herbal, right, to help people fix whatever was wrong with them. And Asa came in and bought all the shares of his company. And then when he died, the guy who invented Asa, when that man died, Asa walked up to his wife and son at the funeral. At the funeral, like, oh, that's bold. That's bold. Go approach him at the funeral and said, "Here you go. Here's money. Here's money for you to help you in your time of need and misfortune. And I'll just buy the rest of the Coca-Cola brand off you." What? Yeah. And then he just bought all of it until he owned everything. He owned everything. He didn't know anything about how to make it, how to do what it does, but he had the vision. He had the vision of how to make Coca-Cola into what it is today. What is today? So let me be clear. If it hadn't been for Asa Hilliard, Asa Chandler, it would have died with so many other dreams that were dying. Like, it would have died with the man who created the Coca-Cola. It would have been just a flash in the pan. It would have died completely. But the idea that Asa had for it made it much bigger. So, in other words, let me get back to imagination. Imagination is the missing ingredient in many a failure, the catalyst of many a success. So it's not about like having some brand new idea. It's about having ideas about things that are around you, like things that are around you on your daily. Like, who knows how Asa originally got it? Maybe he had a cold or something. Maybe he had a cold. But his vision made it big. He made it big by his vision. And so this is important because he calls it synthetic imagination and creative imagination. And basically, you've got to delve into those two kinds of imagination: synthetic imagination and creative imagination. Because synthetic and creative are two different types of imagination. And so what he's saying is that Asa Chandler just had it. She just had it, what he needed to turn Coca-Cola into what it is today. And I mean, that's just incredible. Just watch the show. Because you will be fascinated by all these stories of how these companies became who they are, became as big as they are. All right. Okay. So, yeah, that's what I want to talk about today. Because I mean, that's the first page I opened it to, and it's about talking about Coke. I was like, it told someone to buy Coke. And so, anyway, it's really speaking to me. All right. Thank you, Earl Rich. Apparently, there is an action-packed book. I'm gonna tell you more about it as I keep reading it. All right. Let me see what we got in terms of comments. Let's see. So cool to see me doing running force. You know what? It's so funny. I forgot about run reports. Well, okay, so like many things, I forgot because my memory has been infected with the alopecia. No, that's the wrong word. That's the wrong word. But you know what I mean. But affected by things, not able to see. And so I didn't want to do the run reports because one reason I forgot them, but two, because I felt like I didn't want to talk because I didn't like the way I sounded. But I appreciate the effort of talking fast, really quick, 1 minute things, and it gives me an opportunity to listen to myself, and grow. So I appreciate it. So I'm not. I might be doing this every day now. I might be doing the run reports every day. So thank you for that. All right. Because you're open and easy for you to hear to the call to action. All right. I guarantee. I hope you all are doing that. Okay. Let's see. Our mind and body work in partnership. We anchor in one. Yes. Like, yeah, that's it. I got to work on it, how I phrase it, but yes, that's it. Thank you. That helps me kind of get my thoughts together around what I want to say to the woman about the body being, or what does she say? Your mind will let you go so far. Well, however she said it. But yeah, I'll see. And thank you, Dr. Bryant. All right. Okay, so I think that's it for me today. And I think I felt like there was more today. But I don't know. I'm out of time anyway, but I felt like there was more. Anyway, check out the Think and Grow Rich Action Pack. I'll keep talking about it. And remember to I'm not a financial advisor. I am struggling. No, not struggling. I am exuding here because of my stroke. I'm learning more and more every day. I am continuing to do, and I am being my own hero. Be your own hero. Be your own hero. And remember that right now is better than perfect. Now is better than perfect. Now is better than perfect. All right. And I will see you mañana. And yeah, do something fun for yourself today. All right, later.